Welcome! Join me today as we explore a contemporary framework of relationships, a new kind of network. A network of friends, companions and tie-ins, all found on something called Internet. The business of social networks. Here's a map of the relative size of the big ones and some obscure ones for sure. Though we hear a lot about Facebook, you can see MySpace is way up there. Remember, MySpace.com took the established online culture by surprise. When you first log into MySpace and see Tom, the MySpace guy who was one of the founders, the first thing you think is, OMG, another Friendster. Friendster kind of died out in the US, but was originally really popular during the last presidential campaign, and it ends with an er. Nowadays, been there, done that, IYKWIM. Then designers and coders totally freaked when they saw the code behind the pages and the interface that was in place to navigate the site. So then things went completely insane by July of 2005 when Rupert Murdock purchased MySpace for $580 million. As of September 2007, there are over 200 million accounts on MySpace, and it's just under Yahoo and Google for top sites in the US, while living in the top 10 sites on the whole entire internet. Note YouTube, which is also a social network for video, amongst other things, which sits right in there with MySpace and now Facebook at the top of the charts, was bought for $1.65 billion in October of 2006. Why all the cash for these sites? Advertising, of course. Just from banner ads alone, these sites are sitting pretty for a very long time to come. However, YouTube intends to make its money through video advertising, because video advertising can get a high CPM. Let me explain. A CPM is cost per thousand, and in terms of video advertising, a higher value per thousand people who see the ad. So what about Facebook? How much is it worth? Well, the more extreme estimation suggests $15 billion. That's because Microsoft just invested in a share of the company for $240 million. So did Microsoft get half the company for half the price MySpace sold to News Corp for? Nope. Microsoft got 1.6% of Facebook for $240 million. That's a relatively small share with a big price tag. Many of the same analysts who were caught by surprise on the success of MySpace suggest that this stake means Facebook is indeed valued at $15 billion. So why did Microsoft do that? Was it to keep Google from the deal? Was it to assure ad partnerships for the future? Was it because Steve Balmer is cool and just totally digs Facebook? Yes! I wonder if Steve Balmer has his profile on any other social networks. Which brings me to my next point. What if you have more than one profile? Why recreate a new profile every time you use one of your probably over 9,000 networks? For example, I have a Facebook profile, which I like. It's got a lot of the same friends from MySpace. But what about Bebo, Orca, Twitter, Pounce, Flickr, Dogster, Catster, Facebook, Badoo, Dodgeball, Delicious, iWorld, Gather, Upcoming, High Five, iMeme, Jaiku, Last.fm, MyChurch, My Opera Community, LinkedIn, Tribe.net, Xanga, Woofy, Doppler, and DudeCheckThisOut.com? I mean, really, it's just too much. Enter Google. At the Barcamp block this summer in Palo Alto, Brad Fitzpatrick, creator of the social networking site LiveJournal, announced his plans to work with Google on the social graph. Now, Google, having recently lost in a bidding war for Facebook, is rolling out Open Social. Open Social is meant to be the standard in which networks can share like information. Basically, there's information about you, information about your friends, and actions that you do, like poke someone or spam a group. By agreeing to join the standard, such as MySpace and many other sites that have agreed to do it, it will make it easier to share all of this basic information across sites, making it easier for users to get along and find their friends on the various networks that they like to use. But wait, there's something much bigger boiling here with regards to Google's position in the networks for the social platforms, and that's fictional German World War II light transport vehicles. I already scratched that out yesterday. Anyway, advertising. That's what's really going on here. This is why these companies are exchanging billions of dollars for each other. It's all because they're onto something really hot with your information. Quite ingenious. Sure, Facebook has a lot to offer advertisers for people who surf around on Facebook, but what about Facebook people who surf elsewhere? In other words, if Google can get hold of each person's social data, their location, what they like, what they do, what they buy and talk about, and who they're connected with when surfing around anywhere on the internet, any website they visit can then tap that information to serve a very specific target advertisement. And the more targeted the advert, the more effective it can be. And that is the crux of the biscuit. One day soon, for example, if you're on Facebook and you say you're going on a trip to Thailand with a couple of friends, the three of you may then get served for books about Thailand when surfing on Amazon. And that's just about where we're at today in the business of online social.